Was Furby a spy, a TV and movie extra, a myth of urban legend? How about all of the above and more? Here are some weird and wild facts about Furby, the wide-eyed, chattering, fuzzy little toy that somehow managed to be both adorable and deeply upsetting. Furby was inspired by a Tamagotchi. It turns out that Furby owes its existence to the digital critters that took the 90s by storm, Tamagotchis. Dave Hampton, one of Furby's inventors, had a light bulb moment while observing the feverish dedication kids had to their Tamagotchis, feeding them, cleaning up after them, digitally, of course, and mourning their pixelated demise. But Hampton saw a gap. What if you could actually hug your virtual pet? And so the idea for Furby was born. Part Tamagotchi, part animatronic owl on a caffeine high, Furby combined the allure of a digital companion with the tactile charm of a real pet. Released in 1998, their blinking eyes, wiggling ears, and an ability to babble nonsense, Furbies became the pet every parent wished didn't make noise. The Furby Black Market. The Furby Black Market, a shadowy underworld where desperate parents and cunning scalpers turned the quest for the animatronic chattering owl hamster into a high-stakes operation. During the 1998 holiday season, Furby was the hot toy, quickly vanishing from shelves. As demand skyrocketed, some entrepreneurial opportunists started flipping these $35 bundles of fuzzy chaos for a jaw-dropping $300 or more. News reports from the time told tales of parents camping outside stores, battling over the last box on the shelf, and even driving across state lines in pursuit of Furby glory. But the frenzy didn't stop there. In the years that followed, rare editions like the elusive Millennium Furby turned eBay into a digital auction arena, with one selling for over $4,500. OG Furby didn't turn off. If you ever owned an original Furby, you likely have a story that starts with, "It just came to life on its own." These little furry robots earned their reputation for being adorably creepy thanks to their uncanny knack for waking up unprompted, especially in the dead of night. Furbies didn't have an off switch, which means they'd enter a low-power sleep mode but could spring back to life at the slightest sound or movement. Some owners swore their Furbies were possessed, recounting tales of blinking eyes slowly opening in the darkness or hearing a sudden hello echoing from a closet where the toy was hidden. It didn't help that these wide-eyed creatures seemed to watch you when left alone, their blinking and dramatic eye movements adding an extra dose of eeriness. Furby was banned from the Pentagon. It's 1999 and the Pentagon is on high alert, not because of spies or hackers, but because of wide-eyed, chattering toys. Furby, and the toy's ability to learn words, was at the center of a government conspiracy theory. A now infamous memo from the National Security Agency, NSA, labeled these furry friends as potential threats, banning them from classified areas. The fear? That these pint-sized animatronics were secretly recording sensitive conversations. In reality, Furbies were harmless, equipped only with light and motion sensors and a pre-programmed vocabulary that made them say things like kameme, Furbish for feed me. But the paranoia was real, and for a brief moment, Furbies were elevated from mere toys to supposed undercover operatives. For the record, no Furby has ever been charged with espionage. Furby was a cultural phenomenon. The Furby wasn't just a toy, it was a cultural juggernaut that stormed into the late 1990s with its blinking eyes and nonsensical chatter. This quirky little critter made guest appearances in everything from sitcoms like Friends to countless sketch comedies and late-night talk show parodies. Furby also made a cameo in the movie Uncut Gems, with Adam Sandler's character showing off a diamond-encrusted gold Furby. Its overwhelming popularity also spawned a tidal wave of knockoffs, some hilariously bad, and others downright creepy. If you're loving the Furby fun, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks! We've got more wild Furby facts right now. Furby was the subject of urban legends. Furbies weren't just cute and fuzzy, they were the stars of some downright bizarre urban legends. One of the wildest rumors claimed that if you left your Furby alone for too long, it would go rogue, developing a mind of its own and speaking in a creepy, guttural language that sounded suspiciously like something from a horror movie. Parents were horrified, kids were terrified, and Furbies were vilified as secret agents of chaos. In reality, the explanation was much less sinister. When ignored for a while, Furbies simply reverted to their original Furbish language, which is a series of programmed nonsense words designed to sound playful, not demonic. But that didn't stop people from spinning tales of Furbies coming to life in the dead of night or plotting to take over the household. Furby was used in psychological studies. Furbies weren't just the squawking, blinking toys that mysteriously started chattering at 3 a.m. They were also unwitting pioneers in psychological research. In one study, researchers handed participants a Furby and asked them to perform what seemed like a simple task: remove its batteries. Sounds easy, right? Not so fast. As the Furby emitted sad sounds and pleaded in its garbled, cutesy voice, participants hesitated, struggled, and in some cases, flat out refused to go through with the harm. This wasn't about the fear of breaking an expensive toy, it was an emotional response. Furbies blurred the line between lifeless objects and living creatures, tapping into our innate aversion to causing harm, even to something with plastic eyes and faux fur. It was a groundbreaking insight into how humans could bond with robots, no matter how goofy or glitchy they might be. Furby Hacks. For some tech-savvy mischief makers, Furby was more than just a toy. It was a blank canvas for bizarre experimentation. Hackers quickly figured out that with a little tinkering, they could reprogram Furby's internal circuits to unleash pure chaos. One infamous mod turned the Furby friend into a heavy metal vocalist, growling along to distorted guitar riffs and earning internet fame as the most hardcore Furby to ever exist. Others went even further, connecting Furbies to computers to create synchronized Furby choirs, belting out everything from nursery rhymes to Bohemian Rhapsody. Whether they were serenading or screeching, hacked Furbies became the stuff of tech legend, proving that even the cuddliest of toys can have a wild side. Furby Can Overheat. Did you know that your beloved Furby might have been a little too hot to handle? Literally. In rare cases, these fuzzy little robots could overheat during marathon play sessions, emitting a distinct burnt plastic aroma that was anything but nostalgic. Rumors swirled in the late 90s of Furbies getting a little too toasty, with some owners claiming their robotic companions left scorch marks on furniture or even melted their own fur. While these incidents were incredibly rare, they prompted safety warnings from the manufacturer, advising parents to give their Furbies a break and maybe keep an extinguisher nearby just in case. Furby-inspired creepy fan art and stories. Furby didn't just live on shelves or in the recesses of our childhood memories, they invaded the internet and transformed into something far weirder. Enter the long Furby trend, a bizarre subculture where people modified or photoshopped Furbies into absurdly elongated snake-like creatures. Some crafty fans even gave their long Furbies joints, skeletons, or eerily realistic eyes, making them look like something from a surreal nightmare. But it doesn't stop there. Furbies also became the stars of creepy internet stories. On forums like Reddit, users shared eerie tales of Furbies mysteriously turning on in the dead of night, spouting phrases in guttural tones as if possessed. One story even imagined a Furby uprising, where these wide-eyed fluffballs plotted to take over the world. What started as a quirky 90s toy turned into an unsettling internet phenomenon that's equal parts fascinating and horrifying. International Furby. Did you know that Furbies were global travelers? These furry little chatterboxes weren't just babbling nonsense, they were available in 24 different languages. Whether you picked up a Furby in Tokyo, Paris, or Madrid, it could speak the local lingo. But here's where it gets downright wild. If you had two Furbies from different countries, say a French Furby and an English Furby, they could talk to each other and teach each other their languages. Imagine the English Furby saying hello, only for the French Furby to chirp back bonjour. By the end of their gabfest, your Furby might sound like a linguistics major with an adorable accent. Furbies were sold in multiple colors and styles. When Furbies hit the shelves in 1998, they weren't just cute, they were chameleons of the toy world, arriving in a dazzling array of colors and styles to suit every child's or collector's taste. Beyond the typical fluffy fur patterns, there were Furbies that seemed to moonlight as fashion icons. Take, for example, the Millennium Furby, clad in sparkling silver fur to ring in the year 2000 with undeniable flair, like a disco ball with ears. Then there were tropical-themed Furbies with palm tree vibes, tiger-striped Furbies that looked ready to prowl. Some limited editions were so rare they sparked a treasure hunt among collectors, or the Wizard Furby that looked like it graduated from Hogwarts. Furby Boom and Reboot. When Furby Boom hit the shelves in 2012, it took the bizarre charm of the original Furby and gave it a tech-savvy twist that could only happen in the age of smartphones. Sporting flashy LCD eyes that could display everything from hearts to stars, this rebooted critter wasn't just about its quirky chatter anymore, it was about creating a digital Furby empire. Thanks to the Furby Boom app, kids could hatch virtual Furby eggs, care for their digital Furblings, and even build a sprawling Furby metropolis in an interactive Furby world. It was like Tamagotchi on steroids, with your fuzzy, sometimes creepy Furby acting as the mayor of this pixelated town. If retro toys are your thing, why go anywhere else? Stick around for another now and then nostalgic video with a modern twist.